Hi everyone, my name is Havish Madhvapati. Welcome to video number 8 in a series of 100 videos where I teach you how to recreate consulting charts in Microsoft Excel. We have the dataset with us on Excel, and what we are trying to create here is a heat map that has been made by PwC, and I'm going to show you how to recreate almost the same chart that we have here, as well as try a few other variations on top of it. So let's go to our Excel file. As you can see, for the purpose of this example, I have copied the same data with the same labels and the numbers as well. The very first thing that I would like to do is to get the same colors in all the rows, which is there in the sample image. To do this, we will have to come back to PowerPoint. We can go to picture format and select the border. Now we don't really want to add a border. All that I want to do is to detect the color that we have, which means I can go to eyedropper, and as you can see, I can detect this color. Now, once the color is detected, I can go back to picture border, and you notice that the color has come here. And now if we go to more outline color, we can see the hex code here. Now, this is one way of doing it, and of course it works, but then it can be quite time consuming to do this. Why can't we do this on Excel directly? Because Excel unfortunately does not have the eyedropper feature, so we have to go to PowerPoint, detect the code, and then come back. So what I'm going to do now is to right click and save the image that we have. Let's put this on the desktop. Let's call it picture 1. Now we want to go online, and there are many websites that do this, but I want to select one called Colors. So that would be colors.co. Colors has a double O in it. Once we're on the website, there are a number of tools that are available, but the one that I want right now is the one which is extract palette from image. We click on it. We can simply upload the image that we have. So I will browse to my desktop. We will select the picture. And as you can see, this is a much quicker way of detecting all the colors that we want. So as you can see, we can now detect all the colors that we want. So I would like the one in the heading. We would also like the first and the second pink color, both the shades. And we would also like the orange, and then this one, which is the fifth one. Now you might be wondering, why are we not picking the grays and the whites and the blacks? The reason is that that is going to come dynamically using a color scale. So for the moment, I'm happy with these 5 that we have. And you notice that the hex code is visible when we hover our mouse. So this makes the job a lot easier. We can also export the palette. And as you can see, if I export it as an image, let's just call it temp. We get this. So you can see all the colors along with the hex code has come. So let's go back to our Excel file. Insert picture. I will go to downloads and select this palette. And as you can see, we have all the colors that we wanted along with the hex code. In fact, we can rotate it. That makes it a lot simpler to see what colors we want. And now I have to click on the cell. So I select the first and the third and the fifth and the seventh. So all the alternate cells. We can go to our background color, and we will go to more colors. And in the hex code, we want to put in the value, which is Let's do that one more time. So in the hex code, I want to keep the value which is FCEDF0. And as you can see, we get the same color. The same way with the other three cells, we can repeat this action. So I again go back to more color, custom, and now we want to put F8, D8, DD. We also want a color for none of the above. So more colors, custom, that would be E, B, 8, C, 22. Now we select all of these cells. More colors, F9, DC, B2, and for the heading, one final time, let's enter D04, D27. Looks a lot better. Now we can also increase the height a little bit. Select all the headings and we will do a wrap text. We also want to change the font color to white. Let's increase the height a little bit more. And maybe we can also make the width a little more. So let's go to format and column width. Let's increase that to about 13, let's say, or maybe a little lesser. Let's go back to column width and enter 12. And I think that looks pretty good. We can also select and align it to the top. And here we go. We have the headings with us. I'm only trying to take the PwC one as a reference. We don't need to copy it exactly. Excellent. So we have this with us. Now all the numbers that we see has to be centrally aligned. And I would also like to convert them into a percentage. So what we'll do is we will simply write 100, select all the cells, go to paste special and then divide. And now we can convert this into a percentage. Here also we want a different color. So let's do what we have done before. Go to more colors, custom, and put F9, DC, B2. Here we go. Once we have done this, finally what I would like to do is to select all of the cells and we want to go to conditional formatting. And in this, we will enter a color scale. Now by default, the options that we have are red, green, yellow, different variations. So we have 3 colors, we have a blue and a red, we have only a green or only a red. But we want our custom colors, so we go to more rules. And in the lowest value, I will keep a very dark gray, or let's do it the other way around. We will keep a very light gray. And in the highest value, we will keep a very dark gray. Ignore the red that you see here, because that color in any case is not going to come. When I click on OK, this is what we get. Now, like I said before, we are not trying to exactly create what we have in the PwC one, but we're getting pretty close to it. At any point, if you are unhappy and if you want to go and edit the colors, we can go back to conditional formatting, select manage rules, edit rule, and maybe I want the black to be a little darker. So we can just select a slightly darker black. And as you can see, now it looks like this. But we also want to select these cells because they aren't visible very clearly. And I want to change the font color to white. Of course, this part has been done manually. Let's also select all the rows, go to format and row height, and let's increase that to about 20. And this is what we get. Let's also increase the font size and make it aligned in the middle. And let's increase that to about 12 or maybe a little more. Let's say 14. And let's also select all the values here and align it in the middle. And here we go. We have pretty much managed to recreate what we have in the PwC sample. One thing that is still remaining is that if you look carefully, there is a white border coming in all the cells, and that looks really nice. So what we would like to do is to first go to view and then remove the grid lines from the entire sheet. And now I can select all the cells like this. We will go to border, and first we want to define the color we want, which is a white color. So in line color, we select white. Now we again go and select the line style. We want to make it a little thicker. So I'll select a slightly thicker line. And finally, in the options that we have, we want that white only to come in the interior border. That means we don't want it in all the border, because otherwise it will come outside all the cells as well. We only want it to come. Let's have a look. Now, since we don't have the option here, let me see how I can find it. Let's go to more borders. And here we want to select inside. This is the one we want. Let's make this a little thicker. The color is white. Okay. And that did not work. Let me see how I can fix that. Let's again go and select more borders. We will select inside and put a white color. And we're not able to get what we want. Let me just try to figure out why that is happening. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure why I had to do it 2 times, but as you can see, we have managed to make it look even better like this. And then I also want to select the final row and then do what we did before. Make it a white color inside, and here we go. That looks great, right? But like I said before, this is simply a recreation of the one we had as a sample. But there's a lot that we can do. And I want to give you one of these examples. Let's copy the entire sheet. The first thing I want to do is to remove all the formatting from the numbers. So we go to conditional formatting and select clear rules from the selected cells, like this. What I would like to do now is to have the control in the hands of the user. That means the user can decide what is the minimum and the maximum value, which means the user can choose my minimum and my maximum like this. Let us say we are keeping a range of 20% to 27%. I will again select all the cells, go to conditional formatting, color scale, and more rule. Now here you notice that by default it is picking the lowest and the highest value, but I can always go and select a number, and rather than typing the number, I will select the cell. Similarly, here as we will select a number and we will select the cell. In the colors, we can keep any color that we want, but for now, let's keep 2 different shades of blue color. So I'm going to select a light blue and a really dark blue like this. Now, as you can see, we get the data like this. Let's also change the font color to white. But the best part is that this is in the control of the user, which means if the user changes this to 15% and let's say this to 40%, this is a great way of changing the colors on the fly. In a different video, I will also explain to you how you can even build your own formulas, but this was just a quick peek to show you that you don't have to make it static, because to the stakeholder to whom you are presenting, you would like to give them the flexibility of changing the controls, deciding how the colors should come.